Hi, my name's Ryan. I'm a sales rep at AuctionTime. Pete and Scott are here today. Scott is a farmer who used Kiko Auctioneers to sell his equipment. Pete is a sales rep with Kiko Auctioneers. Kiko sold Scott's equipment on AuctionTime. Are you guys ready to get started today?
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Before this sale, what were you most unsure about, and how do you feel about it now?
Well, before the whole thing started, I guess, if I go to the very beginning, I was trying to figure out what my stuff was worth, and I wrote it all down on a paper, kind of what I looked on Tractor House and trying to get in some pricing to get me in a ballpark area so I was going to sell it on Marketbook, Facebook, or when the kids got this, whatever they sell it on there. And so we put a few items on the thing, and I was just asking for what I thought was worth. And then Tractor House calls me up and said, "Hey, you ever think of AuctionTime?" And I said, "Yeah, put it on there." So I said, "All right, I'll try anything because this is a pain in the butt." So he called Kiko's called me, and they said, "Hey, well, they gave me the terms and what they all did." And I said, "Well, I'm good with it because I don't like trying to sell things online. Just it's a pain in the butt." And so they came out and they evaluated everything and they took the pictures, and I really didn't have to do a whole lot. Honestly, it was kind of nice. I already had it somewhat clean for the most part, and they came out and spit shined her up, took good videos, and posted it. And now this is where I'm at.
Well, hey Pete, from your side, how do you step in early to keep things running smoothly for the seller?
Well, to Scott's point here, I mean, he could have dealt with a couple hundred different phone calls, everybody searching for a deal through Marketplace. I guess one of the big strengths of us is our reach. We can reach a lot of people through, advertising through the auction, through Tractor House, through AuctionTime, and then our own websites and publications too as well. So it's like 1 and 1 equaling 3. And what we were able to do is we were able to create kind of a fire under these buyers. So to Scott's point, he could have been, dealing with a bunch of tire kickers for a month of Sundays and at the end, still have a couple pieces left. Well, we were able to get a lot of eyeballs on this in a short amount of time and in the end deliver a lot of great results for them. So I think that's a huge play is just being able to step in. Hey, kind of hand us the keys. We'll take care of it. We'll come down, like to his point, we'll spit shine it. We'll get it all done. Take the burden off of you. You go focus on work, and then we'll work to make this thing hit the finish line.
Yeah. And Pete, what does your role look like during a sale like this? What are you handling behind the scenes?
Oh man, it's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. I feel like we're behind the curtain. We're pulling levers and making everything happen. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So from the advertising, like I mentioned, advertising through Tractor House, AuctionTime, our own publications. We even ran print ads in the area too as well. A lot of social media marketing. Behind the scenes, we're answering calls, we're answering questions. And Scott, you can even attest to this. There's a lot of guys that had very detailed questions. I'm like, you know what? You just talk to the owner. He can dive a little deeper with you. But there's so much that goes on behind it. A lot of people think, the auctioneer just signs a contract and lets it fly, but it's not. We do so much behind the scenes to, like I said, push this finish line further and further out. We try to get the best results in everything that we do, and it takes a lot of work. It's not an easy process. So yeah, there's from phone calls to email blasts to social media follow-ups to you name it. We were doing it, and we were trying to, like I said, deliver the best results we can.
When it was all said and done, what mattered more to you, the final number or how smooth everything went?
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say the final number didn't help out, but it all went so smooth. That was really what impressed me more than anything. I didn't have to horse with anything. I put it out there. I had people after I signed the contract, "Hey, I'd like to buy that. I'd like to buy that." I said, "Dude, I'm done." I said, "You got to go through AuctionTime." I signed the contract. It made my life just a whole lot easier, especially when I had friends coming up and wanting to buy stuff from you, because they didn't hear about it in time or whatever. And I said, this just made my life complete. It just made it easy. It did. I still had to take some phone calls, which I was completely glad with that. and I was completely running out there measuring things for people. I was completely good with that too. I just trying to deal with the people, and the bartering stuff. I'm not real good at. My wife said I'd give the farm away if it'd be up to me. So this really, I made probably more money on it, way more money on it than I would have selling it outright. I'll be honest with you.
What was the moment like when everything sold and you knew the check was coming?
That was relief. That's what that was. I was like, I'm okay. It made it real, I guess, so to speak. I was just like, it's okay. This is done. You know, I got the check very fast too. I was appreciate that from everybody.
Yeah.
It just made this. I don't know. I just like it was bittersweet. I guess I would say if I'm going to down it to one word, it was bittersweet because it was it was over with. I'm done farming. It's all sold. I got what I wanted out of it. But when you're a farmer for most of your life, I grew up farming too with my dad. But when you do that, it's I'm gonna miss it. But at the same time, is a relief that I got what I wanted out of everything, and it's finally over. I guess bittersweet.
P, why do you keep running auctions on AuctionTime?
Well, I mean, honestly, it comes down to those 2 points I made earlier. Your reach. It's we're a big family-owned auction company. I'm the oldest of the fourth generation. We have fifth generation auctioneers in the business. We do a lot of auctions, like I said, 1,100 auctions a year. It's very rare where you can meet a company or a platform or an advertiser that meets your expectations, let alone exceed them. So we get a lot of companies that make us a lot of promises. AuctionTime is one that's been delivering. So you delivered the reach that we've been looking for. We needed somebody to escape our region in our own reach, and we're very good at it. But you guys have exceeded that. And then the qualifying of the bidders. I mean, Ryan, you and I were on the phone the day of saying, hey, this guy's having an issue getting logged in or getting qualified. Can you get through it? You've been Johnny on the spot. So I would say your reach, your support, and then the qualified bidders coming through as an auctioneer, that's huge. And Scott will tell you too, time is money. We got to keep following up. We got to keep pushing this finish line. And if I can hand more stuff off to you and then you guys are executing, that's why I keep coming back. There's been a lot of companies we've said no to over the years and a lot of companies we've drifted away from because they weren't as they promised or weren't as advertised. And so far, AuctionTime has been exceeding those three expectations, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, like you and I have always talked about, it's a partnership. Like, you and I work my tail off for you guys because you're out there working your tail off to help all these, the consignments that are being sent out to you guys, and you guys are definitely hard workers.
Yeah, and that goes. I mean, like Scott and I were chatting on the call before you got on. We're kind of old school in the way of thinking. You roll up your sleeves, you do hard work, you care about what you do, and you treat people well, and it goes a long way. And so far, you guys through AuctionTime and Sandhills have met those expectations. So I'm not fighting you on your moral or your code or you guys, not working hard. You've delivered, and that goes a long way. And that's Scott. Your family business was built on that, and mine's still being built on that today too, as well. It goes a long way that the mentality of, hey, we'll get right in the trenches with you. We'll get this stuff done. And I think between the three of us, the results show on this auction that we were all in the trenches. We were all getting it done. We're all pushing that finish line. And like Scott said, he got within $8,000 of his tally before he started, and a lot less headache. So, kudos to everybody involved.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, what would you say to someone who's never sold at auction before?
Well, I would say I would again tell them my experience. I would brag it up. If you ever needed a referral, if somebody is hesitant on it, just tell them, you give my phone number. I don't care. I'll talk to them. I'd say that was the best thing that I've ever done. Just because it took the hassle away. Because I don't even have that much equipment for a farmer. I mean, I know tilts. I mean, my brother-in-law's got 5 times more stuff than I do, and I could imagine trying to sell all that stuff individually, or you know, it just would have been a nightmare, really. I mean, because you're never going to get what you think you're going to get. You don't know what stuff's worth until you bring it to an auction, because that's really what it's worth is at an auction. The nice part about this whole thing is, like Pete said, you guys are nationwide. You got a bigger audience. I'm doing Facebook, and that's just local for the most part, because that always brings you to the local guys. That don't bring you across the country most of the time unless you do a deep search. So that's out there, because I always looked at Tractor House. I mean, when I was looking and dreaming for stuff, I go to Tractor House, type in, fuel cultivator, and then it pops up all of them. Then you can sort by address and zip code and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I think about every farmer looks at Tractor House, to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, I know everybody here at work does. I mean, I look on there quite a bit just for our own equipment, just to kind of see what it's bringing. So it's, I wouldn't hesitate telling them I would do it. I mean, but at the same time, I don't want to be too bold with it, because if they have a bad experience with, they don't have a Kiko's in Nebraska, so I don't know how the other auctioneer is going to take care of it. But if it's Kiko's is running it, I guarantee it. I would say definitely do it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Pete, same thing. What would you say to someone who's never sold at auction before?
Call Kiko.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I mean that in all, in all honesty, like I said, not every auction's the same, and not every auction company is the same. There's a lot of auctioneers out there doing great business. We're blessed to be a family business. This is our 81st year. We really do roll up our sleeves, try to understand where our sellers are coming from, and we do everything we can behind the curtain, like we said earlier, to deliver results. And it shows. I mean, you don't make it to 81 years by treating people poorly or doing bad business. So if somebody, has a nice clean package like Scott, or a big package, I'd say call us. I mean, if nothing else, we'll roll up our sleeves. We'll take a look at your situation. We'll see where you're at. And even if we can't do it, or the logistics don't make sense for us, we'll give you good advice. That's what it is. I mean, we really care about the people we work for. So call Kiko. Again, I hate to sound that way, but I would, call us. We'll take a look, and we'll do the best we can to help you out.
Thanks to Pete and Scott for joining us today. If you're an auctioneer interested in featuring your success with AuctionTime, contact your sales rep today.